Everyone's had a good weekend so far. Preferably a relaxing one as well. Oh, alright. Sorry, just getting my head around everything. There we go. Okay. I'm sorry, Kat. I know I'm sitting up a little bit more. But yes, no, we're back at it again with some of the programming. To be fair, I don't know what we're doing today on this, because I want to kind of get my head back into where we were at. So forgive me if I'm a little slow this morning. I've had a weekend that was just like mostly assignment work, and the time it wasn't assignment work, it was me in like massive I need to take a break otherwise I'm going to go insane mode. Oh, second cat one's on my lap. This is very difficult to organize these two. Actually, I remember posting an image last night on Twitter. If anyone's seen that, about what it's like sleeping with these two cats. Or trying to go to bed with them, I should say. It's, yeah. Right. Because I don't think there's anything on the Git at the moment. Should check. I know there's some changes I need to push to the Git. I'm just gonna cancel that for a moment while I'm trying to check the Git. Because it's having a bit of trouble. Oh, there is. Okay. Oh, now cats. Right. I do that up, some small touch-ups to the progress bars, the background. Okay, cool. So what button to, okay. That's fair enough, okay. Okay, so let's have a little look-see at the game, shall we? Because, yeah, we are getting far along with the progress of this. And depending on the state of it today, I might just do some design and prep artwork. We'll stick with Iron Mouse. Oh, look at that. That UI looks so nice. No. Let's have just a moment appreciating what my mate's done. This looks gorgeous. So now there's the backgrounds and the border to that stuff. That looks so nice. Oh, that looks so good. Okay. Yeah, there's a couple of weapons I'm gonna have to start like really chunking through. Shrines also need to be finished up getting updated, but that's also one of those difficult to finish when you don't have all of the elements to it that you actually need, because yeah. One thing I do want to change, and I know how to change that, I might just change it myself say at some point, is HP display. I don't know if I want it to be decimaled. I don't think it should be decimal. I think it should be rounded health. Right? I don't think you need to know that it's like there it was 58.9. I don't think you need to know that. Right? I think we agree. Is it just me, or is the audio not playing for the feather anymore? Yeah, it doesn't seem to be. Interesting. One thing I am considering, by the way, and I think I'll talk about that now, is I might pull the health values of the slimes down a little bit. Just to kind of entice away from stacking them up. You're gonna probably kill them a little bit easier. Because, like, I've talked about how weapons need to come up in damage. I think that's one thing that needs to be changed, is inverting that as well. Is like actually making it so these enemies are a little bit easier to kill, so I can have room for making harder to kill enemies, basically. Because at the moment I don't really feel like I can kind of approach more difficult enemies while the basic enemy takes this long to kill. So I might hit both the scaling a little bit and the base health of them. Might do that now. I mean, it's super easy to hit those values, right? Because we have now made it where I can change it like here very quickly. So 15 base, we'll pull that down to 7 for now. That means a stronger weapon will one-shot them initially. What was it in... I think this is time and this is player level, right?
Give me a break, give me a break.
So every minute gives them 2 health. That should be fine. So how about I do design some more enemies, or fix the designs of the bosses as well? Okay, let's pull up assets. Characters, enemy characters. Which one was this one? Okay, so I've played around with the Asagi-san design a few times now. So which one do we like more for the idea of it? That feels more slime. This kind of seems interesting. This one's probably the correct one to go from. I don't know if I want to do this design right now, though. What is some generic fantasy mobs that would be interesting to do? Because we've got slimes. I guess rabbit is one. So we would want it in Saki-san. Keeping in mind that the enemies have kind of got to sit with the theming of the map that they'll be in. And for now, the map's just going to be plains. Call it plains, because this is not what we're going to have for the plains, but it is the one we're designing for first and foremost. I kind of want to use this program, because this one I can draw in a bit more freely. So what do we go for ideas? So generic anime fan. Anime mobs. Kobolds, goblins, slimes, two-headed wolves, orcs, ogres, undead, dark elves, demons, reapers, eagles, horned rabbits. Yeah, I think we can do a horned rabbit idea, right? So, like, I'm not good at drawing animals, as you can tell, or non-2 fantasy animal. So we've got horned rabbits. I do agree with goblins, so that's kind of like I like the very flat head kind of design to them normally. And then have them kind of have a bit of a hunch over. Very lanky body. Maybe have them wielding like a stick. Well, no, if they're hunched over, shouldn't they be more like this? And wouldn't it make more sense to have it as a stick here instead? Actually, no, it wouldn't. It's stick on this side, but it's stick in front. Kind of like this is a rough idea to work from. Again, so what I'm doing right now is I'm just generating ideas to work off of to get to the things. I do like the idea of wolves of some capacity. How do I want to do that? Because the one thing I've found as well in my head is I kind of want to refrain from, this sounds really weird, I want to refrain from certain generics because of, oops. Well, like spiders, for example. I don't feel like there's a need for them, and a lot of people don't like them. So I might as well not add them, at least in this sense. Especially when we're talking about planes, I wouldn't expect spiders as often in planes. Ooh, I do like that idea, because I can use that for something else as well. So no point having that if I'm gonna do this. Kind of, so an elemental-ish bird. So like fire-like wings. Okay, so that's probably like, so that's our three main ones that we can add along with slime with the slime. Which is basically just Rimuru, let's be honest. I'm not gonna shy away from the fact that it's clearly just Rimuru's design. So at the moment we have a Dullahan and a dragon as the two bosses, which are both of which need to get changed. So, okay. Of the list that I have somewhere, let's find the old list I had of bosses that I was considering. God, I have some old notes in here that I do need to review at some point, huh? Because like bosses need a massive cleanup and overhaul at some point. Yeah, it's all the old weapons. It's the old list of characters I needed to work on. Because it's still before Miri or Booby and Guru even in the game. God, that's an old list. That was me deciding the icon. Was it the cursor indicator? Yeah, this is late last year. That was me talking about combo weapons. One day we'll see about that. Okay, here we go. Found my list. So... okay, of the list, we definitely want to have, dragon of some capacity. I swear this isn't a horse. And I'm actually good at drawing dragons normally. I'm just drawing too quickly for my own good because I'm just drawing stuff to get my head in it. I like the idea of a lich with some capacity. So... grumpy looking fella. Scary hands. Very lanky stuff to him. And then, I'm not gonna lie, my first thought when I think of a lich is Lich from fucking Dota 2, right? So kind of like chains around the hip. And then like just cloth crap here. So. No, it's just that spelling. Okay, so dragon, lich, what's kind of, because I need to keep in mind that it's also like on the planes that you're seeing these. So chimera as well, I guess. Right. Don't need the arrow, I know what the fuck it is. Is there any other bosses that we think? What's another boss that I could possibly consider? Dragon, Lich, Chimera. I think that's enough for now. Okay, so these should be all of the enemies that we're aiming to have. So how do we want to do the designs of some of these? Also going to just screenshot this so I can use it for future reference, because I'm not going to save the document. Okay. So if we open file, slime, it's a 64 by 64. So we will try and stick to using 64 by 64 as the baseline for designing these mobs. I say that the slime barely moves outside of the inner 32 by 32. In fact, I could actually redesign it so it doesn't move outside of the inner 32. Maybe later. We'll see. So with that being the case, how would you even do a bunny? That actually kind of is fitting with the style. Because that's the thing, is it needs to be in motion, right? So like there's okay, so for example, there's a free pack here that I'm looking at. Sprite dimensions are double though. Keeping that in mind. Do I want to even push to one? Is 128 by 128 wise? Because that's larger than my fucking player sprites. There's an argument to be made there of maybe the because like if I go and pull just caissons one, or not caisson, auras, that's 64 by 64. There's an argument to be made if I push these to 128, there's a lot of work that can be done with that. Right? They'll look a lot better theoretically, because I have a lot more pixels to work with, but that's kind of the charm, is that I don't have that many pixels to work with. So unless I want to find a way to take that 128 and then just compress it. I mean, I don't visually do it myself. So it's like start foot here. Then it goes to, no, it's Alt N. So it goes from there to okay, that needs to come up way more. And then yeah, this needs to be moved higher. This is a very hard concept. I'm gonna download this person's one and I'm gonna put it off to the side and slow it down and play around with the idea. Because I do like this as a reference point. So this is the sprite sheet for it. Of the one I'm using as a reference point. If anyone's wondering, that's the stuff for it. So, okay. Based on this, I mean, there's an argument I could fucking do more copy oriented stuff, but again, that's bad. Leaves a bad taste in my mouth. I just put the fucking thing anywhere down where I want it to be. Looks like it kind of goes a bit past the center point. Then comes up. Not quite that bad. What epic music for such a simple and strange task. So far it looks like a chicken or a turkey. Okay, now it looks like he's got a swollen foot. Okay. Kind of like that. Yeah, I'm starting to see a rabbit. Kind of like that. Keeping in mind this is a horn. So maybe like that. And then round out the face a little bit more. What do we think? Again, it needs to kind of be comical in a sense, so I might try nudging this out a little bit. And we're still kind of trying to stick to similar proportions. As the slime, slightly large is fine, slightly small is fine. Just kind of within the same sort of range. Because what, these are probably going to be faster, lower health. I don't even think I'd change the damage. I might change the damage to be slightly higher, but we'll see. Because again, slimes are supposed to be kind of middle range, generic, whereas, well, I mean, like, with what the designs we've got, right? So, of the ones we did, so we have the elemental sort of bird. which is probably going to be super fast, but super low damage, and going to be used for like wave things. Think Vampire Survivors bats or holocure, how it has its like special event things that it does constantly. Goblin's probably going to be slower than the rest, but like way higher damage and much tankier. But like the bird's going to be super fragile. That's going to be the idea for those. Trying to think how I want to handle certain aspects as well. There's another thing I want to kind of work with, right? Is pull up paint for this. So something I've been thinking more and more about is how to handle certain attacks. So one attack in particular is like conal attacks. So say breathe fire in this direction from the target here. So I've been trying to think, like, do I make a singular sprite that just covers this entire area? So fire like that. Or, and this is what I think I'm gonna do, I'm gonna make this a collision mask and then have over the top of it lots of little fireballs going. Because that would look way more visually interesting. So I can make this one object underneath a weapon or the enemy weapon type, and then have all of these particle effects over the top, so it's not like each of these is doing the damage, because dear god, that might just vaporize the player. But it means that I can be way more controlled as well with that aspect of it, but not controlled with the fire aspect. I just need to make it so it's kind of like generating them within certain range points. So probably what I would do is, like, say this is my range that I'll have for them to generate in. I would have a like a random check between this range and this range. Oh no, sorry. I would yeah, I'd have a random check within this range to this range based on, say it hits here, then I would I mean, what I could do is just do that to the whole thing, so it's always a consistent amount. But it just kind of deviates within that sort of thing, so I would make lots of points. So it would be like, this is the range, this. It'd probably be, maybe it would be about that many. But it's like some random range in between here. So it could come out this side, it could come out this side, it could come out this, and same with these. So it has several options, gives it a bit of alternation. I know this isn't programming or interesting in some regards in comparison to some of the other stuff we do, but welcome to game design. This is genuinely the worst part of it to me, is I'm not a huge lover of doing the assets. I absolutely have to say that with utmost certainty it is the most unpleasant part of it for me. But that's the thing. I want to make the game. How do I get the assets? And if I And I want to make, like, if I want to make the game, I need the assets. How do I get the assets? Well, bake them. That's how it is. So if we take this into consideration, so we've got that. Do that, and then it's normally just a dark color like this. And then the horn would probably be like orange. No, I don't know how I want to do the horn actually. That's going to be a difficult one. Because like I could do that. And try and like keep it within the lines like that. And then just have shading. So do that, and then oops. Something like that. I mean, the colors would be slightly different, but you know. Because I feel like that's the reason why when I do like the Asagis and stuff like that, and I move towards this color is because yeah, it is a reference to Pekra. No, that's just kind of funny. Is it Usada? Usada Pekara? Yeah, Usada Pekara. She has very orangey eyes as well, so maybe we could make a point of that. More of a reddier. that? No. No stray pixels? What do you mean stray pixels? No, I think we'll just leave it as that for the moment. Actually, no, I do kind of like that one, but I kind of want a gold. A lighter gold. Maybe? What do I want to call it? What do I want to call it? It's because we've already got a Usagi-san, which I mean, like, technically it is a Usagi-san. Just properly done. Yeah, no, we will just put it in here. Alright. Ugh. Okay, so that's just one of it. We need probably... do we need 4 or do we want 5 movements? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, I can agree with that. About 6 different sprite points.
Come follow me. I'll show you the side of the world, the places that you'll never see.
Okay.
Come follow me. I'll show you the side of yourself, the person that you've always been, but never dreamed.
Gonna be fun. And by fun, I mean not at all. Okay. I'll leave it at that for the moment, though. So, short answer is that's going to be which Usagi-san's going to be moving forward. So, what about... what are the other ones that we've got? I should probably work on a boss then. I feel like bosses should be 128 by 128, right? To just work with. We'll try that for now. So keep in mind that I'm drawing by, at the moment, what I'm drawing at is a singular pixel. Right? Like that. So 128 by 128 is 128 times 128 pixels I can work with. It's a lot of pixels I have to work with for space. I'm trying to think. So I probably want to do the Chimera, I'll be honest. Because the Chimera is probably going to replace the Dullahan. It sounds weird to say that, but like the attacks that the Dullahan have is easily enough transition to the Chimera, and it would make enough sense. So let's pull up some artwork around Chimera, shall we? Because keep in mind, the weakness that bosses are going to have with the art design is that not only do I need, so if we pull up this again, not only do we need, so like, okay, normal enemies, we need their walking in this direction, right? Sort of thing. So, as a really shitty example, that's all we need. That's all we need for normal enemies. Because that's what they're doing. They're walking towards the player, regardless of what direction they're coming from. They're walking from this direction, that angle. And if they're coming from the other way, I just flip the sprite. It's fine. So we just need this, the walking in this direction. For bosses, so if we look at the Chimera, if we're going to steal the Dullahan's abilities, it's going to have a slash that it needs to do. So we need the particle for this, and the animation for the creature doing the slash. Probably isn't going to do it with its tail, it's probably going to do it with its claw, so it's going to go like that sort of thing with its claw. It is going to spit like homing things, so it's going to have to kind of like recoil up and fire the things, and then it's going to do the shockwave, so it's kind of got to do like a charge up. To do the shockwave outwards. And then the shockwave probably needs to be changed visually a little bit as well. So like this is the difficulty of the bosses, and this was why like I just didn't work on them for so long, is because with the Dullahan, I wasn't 100% happy with how it looked. And because of that, I was also not happy to work on its walk animation. And because I wasn't willing to work on the walk animation, why would I work on any of the other animations? Like the slash or anything. Because it's in there still. Dullahan. Yeah. Come on, show it. There. But it's a single sprite, and it's just that. And as I've said before, like I'm kind of aiming to go with less serious of a design with the design philosophy I'm trying to aim for now. So we can have more comical, I guess, is kind of the best phrasing for it. So, with that being the case, so it needs to face this direction, so, what is a good idea for a Chimera visual? What is a good Chimera design? That's My Little Pony. So no. I'm seeing a lot of like old Final Fantasy chimeras, and I'm kind of like, do I want to go with that? It's a hard one, right? Like I don't know for sure. I'm gonna have to do a lot of experimental design with this one. So, excuse my really bad drawing at the moment, while we try and figure out what we want out of the design. If I move this up and back a little bit. And turn more into this angle. And bring this across a little bit more. Down. And then this comes across a little bit more here. Does that really look like a good angle though for it to be walking at? Keeping in mind that it's going to be kind of like walking across the screen and like side from this. I don't think so. Vampire Survivor says a chimera, right? What's this chimera look like? Or a chimera-like creature? Because it has a good philosophy when it comes to a lot of the side-on characters. Oh, apparently I've got an achievement. Okay, so it's those. I've defeated that one more, apparently. Hmm. There's a few of the designs early on that we will probably use as a reference point then. Among Us. Yes, I have the Among Us update. So me. It's around here. So it was Manticore and Gallatris. So these are kind of what I'm looking at. Do I want... I don't want it facing towards the camera, do I? No. I kind of want it like facing that direction. So... what was that one called again? Kizune. Okay, there we go. And that is why it's good to be able to pull up the stuff sometimes. Okay, so with that being the case, we're going to scrap this. And we're going to try and approach it this way. So... I'm gonna draw it from the direction that for God's sakes, the thing's coming from, so I can kind of use it as a reference, the Kizune, from Vampire Survivors, but I can flip it really easily. Again, just using it as a reference point to get the idea flowing. less full images that I would like. Okay, this is far too long. Okay, so if we use this as a reference point, so this is kind of the general gist of it. We're gonna give it a big old mane for this area, then a lion's head kind of thing here. Again, this is rough drawings at this stage. So expect it to look fucking horrendous. Okay. God, that looks kind of mildly menacing. Let's go. We'll have to change that later when we want to make it look a little less menacing. As a reminder, we want them to kind of feel a little comical. Okay. Do that, and then we might need to add a little bit of thickness to the front legs just to kind of give it the power of the lion, the lion sort of aspect of it. Trimming off this bit to make it feel a little bit more natural. Set eraser, you nincompoop. Okay, there we go. So that can be our kind of foundation to work with for now. So now we need to kind of give it a little bit more of a comic style to it. So, What is a good idea to make this look more friendly? Not too friendly, mind you, but like a little bit more friendly than it currently does. Probably the snake is where I can probably show some of the most like comic emotion. Give it a bit of a get moe moment, where it's like the snake looks derpy as fuck. You happy little guy. Ah, that definitely looks wrong. Actually, you know what? We were talking about a stinger on this before. Why not just give him a hat? They've just come from a birthday. He's still chilling out and having fun. This dude's like, I'm pissed that I have to leave the birthday party early. So of course he has to also have the birthday hat. It's slightly bigger, is because, you know, he's a bigger boy. Okay, let's start adding a little bit of color in here just to kind of make the point a bit more obvious what we're talking about. Is that like the only opening? Yeah, that was like the only opening, okay. Definitely darker than that. Ooh, definitely substantially darker than that. And then like super dark comparative to that. And then like super orange for now. Once we close this gap up. Okay, and then there we go. He's super unhappy because he had to leave the birthday party early. This dude's still jiving. What do we think of that for the Chimera idea? Now, isn't there a way to just like quick flip this? Just do that? Yeah. Maybe I give him a Hawaiian shirt as well. I like the idea of that, actually. I don't know why I like the idea of giving him a Hawaiian shirt now. You draw fucking Hawaiian sort of flowers. Oh god, this is looking horrendous. I need to fucking get a Hawaiian shirt for reference or some shit, I'd guess, maybe. I don't know, it's 'cause, like, shouldn't it just be like... Yeah, but that just looks horrendous. No, I don't want pixel art on shirts. I just want a fucking Hawaiian shirt done in pixel art. Ah, that'll fucking do. Something like that. There we go. Oh my god, he's a party animal. I just clicked. I need to do the shirt stuff down here as well and stuff, but then again, most of that's gonna get covered up as well. Alright. We're actually just gonna call him Party Animal in the fucking backlog. Now, the fact that this stream has been going for an hour and a half, and I have only done like bits and pieces of some mock-up for art stuff, it should I hope people now understand why this art stuff has taken so long to get done, and the fact of why I dislike it. It feels so tedious to do, and it's just not really that enjoyable of a process for me. But it needs to be done. Right? Like, the programming side is the fun part for me. A lot. Most of the time. But definitely, yeah, at the moment... we're getting pretty far along with the programming. I don't think there's much else for me to do other than more cleanup. And the fact that we've gotten as much cleanup done as we have, like, there's just more little features and like abilities that need to be tweaked, but I'm gonna be honest, most of them also just need visual upgrades as well, stuff like that. You know, one thing we could work on a little bit before we finish off for today. Actually, no, I don't do it this way. Say hello to Template. Template is the visual stuff that I designed ages ago that I still use to this day to make my characters. Why are we saying hello to Template? Well, that's a good question. In past streams, we've actually talked about characters that we want to add soon. So, let's start by doing the visuals of them, shall we? Who was on the list? It was Shy Lily was one of them. Ren was getting pushed till the shop update. And then... maybe Monarch? So who do I feel like doing the most? Ain't that a fucking loaded question? So if we're gonna do in the next update, Shaylee and Monarch, which one do we want to do more? Let's look at their visuals for a moment. No, I don't care about a face reveal. Shite, fuck off. Care about the VTuber. Wow, she only has 2 nicknames and one of them's by Neurosama. That's kind of funny. I did not realize that. Did someone seriously go, why is her fan art so sexual? Wow, it's almost like Shy Lily actually endorses a lot of that sort of stuff, especially on her second Twitter account. To anyone that knows about that. It's almost like the base model is also kind of slightly sexual. Who would have guessed? Monarch VTuber. Multiverse Monarch. So she's now in her siren design, right? How different is that from the rest of her design? Because like, let's see. Overall, it's pretty similar. I think for the prosperity of the way we're doing the game, I'm probably going to do her second outfit, the queen one. Let's try and see what it looks like in this situation. So Control Shift. There we go. Okay. So let's go to the body for now and start working on the dress. So it has an opening in the center there. Otherwise, comes out, has a little bit of shoulder pauldron to it. And then has open hand glove at the end. Comes down to here. And then dress goes to the floor. From one side, it comes down all the way through the ground. Do something like that. Now she's also incredibly pale. So we'll use this for skin color for now. I know it's not exactly the most accurate skin color thing, but hey. Now we'll use use dark blue for the side and back there. And a little bit of up here. Oh, I say most of up here. Probably a bit of dark blue. Yep. And then use this blue for shadow. With the pastel-y colors, she does look very much like a fucking Disney princess, huh? Okay, and then this area is a slightly different thing, because it's got a pattern going. We can turn it into a transparent thing later. Then we need to pop this out a little bit. Okay. So for a pastel kind of once over of getting the things in the head, like in my head of what the design should look like. This looks pretty solid actually. Okay, and then it's shift in. Get her hair layer done. So she is, let's see, part above the eye. Might actually pull up a reference of some of my own art to kind of gauge this. Okay, and hide this so I can actually look at the reference art. Just gonna hide the eyes because that's gonna muck with me a little bit while I'm doing this. Okay. So then if I was to do a little bit of sculpting with like a darker color. Okay. And then we need another layer for crown. Mm. Okay, and then if I get a little bit here. Play around with the shadow a little bit more when we actually use the correct coloring. Okay, so with the eyes, it's not too far off this, but it's a little bit more ice-like. So I'm going to get a lot darker of a color here. A lot lighter of a color here. If I can. There. Okay. And then play around with the skin tone a little bit to try and get a bit closer to what we want. Because there's actually a shortcut for getting the skin tone from the characters that I do. You ready for it? But does that look very appealing? So we have to try and find a good spot to pull from. Oh, I should also probably change that quickly. I don't think that's quite the color that we want from her. And that's way too dark. I mean, we could just play around with doing the coloring a little bit for now, like this. It looks a little bit better when you actually kind of shadow it. So if we go to body, now we start introducing the skin tone here. I mean, that's actually kind of looking like her, all things considered. Like, yeah, not far off. You can see it, at least. Alright. And yeah. Alright, don't save that. I don't think we're gonna do too much more today because I've got my classes in like 30 minutes. So at least with that you get to see a bit more of a modern rendition of how I approach doing character design. we'll be coming back to Monarch and working on her. Oh, sorry, cat. Next week, probably. I might try and get some of the art further along by then. I do kind of want to use her sword that she has from the video. Even though it's not really part of her visual design of this outfit. I just thought it would be kind of cool. Because it would then kind of give the connection with her attack. And if I'm gonna do the sword, I will actually, I might as well show it now if I'm gonna do it. If I was to do the sword, I'm gonna put it, above body, sorry, my bad. We're going to put it, say, get this blue quickly. I'm just doing this as the last little ditch thing. It would be kind of like this. It'd be kind of like holding it out behind, ready to strike upwards. Give it a little bit of an interesting definition to it. I'll play around with it a little bit more, but like that would be the general idea for it. But yeah, so with that all being the case, thank you so much for watching. I hope you had a pleasant, stupid filled day of April Fool's stuff still following through. Which, good lord, there's a reason why I hate that so many companies try and make such an active effort to participate in it when it's like just such a waste of time. I'm gonna be honest. I agree with what was a Pirate Software's opinion on it, with how people treat companies and like information on April Fools is how people should treat it all the time, with that skepticism. I wholeheartedly agree, and I attempt to. But it doesn't stop the fact that, yeah, stupid. Right, so anyway, with that all being the case, once again, thank you so much for watching. You're awesome, stay awesome, and I hope to see you again next time. Till then, bye-bye.